Hello, everybody. You're listening to Let's Master English, and my name is Coach Shane. Yes! I'm back. This is your English coach, Coach Shane, for Let's Master English, the podcast. How have you been? I have missed you so much. Thank you so much for the emails. I know, it has been nearly 1 year. And my goodness, so much has happened. It's incredible. So busy. We have so many things going on in our Let's Master English community. And I will tell you everything. But now, I am committed to doing this podcast once again for you guys, and I'm very excited. I've been really wanting to start the podcast for so long, but now I'm ready. I think I can do it, and what's important is it needs to be consistent. So I promise to do my best for all of you, okay? Yeah, so for the next couple of months, we've got, what is it? For me, it's October 20th, November, December. I'm going to get back into making the podcast for the next couple of months. And then 2016, my goodness, already 2016. 2016, probably February will be the official relaunch of this podcast. So kind of February, March is my new starting date. But I'm getting warmed up. And once again, it's so great to be back. Welcome back to Let's Master English, everybody. In this podcast, I'll be giving you more news, another news story, a fact from Country Shane, and I'll be telling you about this week in Let's Master English. I have no question. I have one question, and I will talk about it, but I need your questions. So you guys are going to have to start asking me some questions so that I can answer it in the next Let's Master English podcast. Are you excited? Well, enough chit-chat. Let's begin. Do you have a job? Congratulations. What's next? Retirement? But what is a good age to hang it up? In the U.S., retirement is being pushed from 65 to 67. But what about you? 50? 70? For me, it's hard to imagine full-time retirement. I'd rather be like Filomena Rotondo in New York. She just turned a ripe old 100 and still puts in 10 hours a day at her laundry shop, 6 days a week. She says if you're 75, it's okay to retire, but only if it's for health reasons. Otherwise, get off your duffs. What? A little bit confusing there, a little bit fast, but the key word is retirement, R-E-T-I-R-E-M-E-N-T, retirement. There were a bunch of numbers there. Let's listen again. I'm going to say it a little bit more slowly, okay? Here you go. Do you have... No, not that slow. That's ridiculous. Sorry, one more time. Here we go. Do you have a job? Congratulations. What's next? Retirement. But what is a good age to hang it up? In the U.S., retirement is being pushed from 65 to 67. But what about you? 50? 70? For me, it's hard to imagine full-time retirement. I'd rather be like Filomena Rotondo in New York. She just turned a ripe old 100 and still puts in 10 hours a day at her laundry shop. 6 days a week. She says if you're 75, it's okay to retire, but only if it's for health reasons. Otherwise, get off your duffs. All right, this is a tough one. I know it sounds difficult, but it's not that bad. Basically, we're talking about retirement. What does retirement mean? It basically means when you get really old, you stop working and you enjoy life. Now, unfortunately, I wish we could enjoy life in our 20s and 30s and 40s, but usually we have to work. We have to work really hard, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, work hard into the 60s. But when is it a good time to retire? And of course, different people have a different idea on what is a good age to retire. In America, the official age is 65, but they're changing it to 67. So over the next couple of years, it'll be 65 and 6 months, 65 and 9 months. It will change like that. But for me, I can't imagine retiring. I think I will always work until I die. But there's a lady, Philomena Rotundo, and she's from New York, and she's still working, and she is 100 years old. And she doesn't work. She works 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And she says 75 years old, that is an okay age to retire if you are not healthy. But if you're healthy, work. That is what she says. Isn't that amazing? So that's the story. Let's go ahead and go back through each line, okay? Here we go. Do you have a job? Now, some of you probably do have a job. Some of you might be students. Some of you might be retired. Well, nowadays, as many of you know, the world economy is pretty tough in most countries. So, yeah, if you have a job, that's great. Congratulations. Do you have a job? Congratulations. Now that you have a job, what's next? Of course, many of you want to get a promotion, or you want to get a better job, or maybe you want to start your own company. But another idea of what's next is retirement. Yeah, as soon as you start working, you want retirement. Well, many people do. Come on. The imagination of working until you're 65, 70 years old is very stressful for many people. So it's just kind of funny. So once again, do you have a job? Congratulations. What's next? Retirement. Now we get into our story. We're thinking about retirement. Here we go. But what is a good age to hang it up? Okay, so what is a good age? So what is a good age to get married? Some of you might think 25. Some of you might think 35. If you ask me, a good age to get married? Yeah, 30s. I guess early to mid-30s is a good age to get married. That's just me, if you ask me. What's a good age to, retire in this case? Well, obviously, the earlier we can retire, the better. So, retiring at 40? I'm not joking, that was my dream, but not very realistic. Retiring at 55? That might be possible for many of you out there, but not easy. So in America, legally, we have to work until we're 65, and then the government will pay you some retirement benefits. Not much money, but a little bit, and it definitely will help. So what is a good age to retire? But in this case, I didn't say retire. I said hang it up. H-A-N-G, hang it up. So hang it up means retire. Hang up your suit, hang up your jacket, hang up your hat. And for some reason, I think it comes from boxing. the sport boxing, Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and what is it, Money Fields, or I don't even know, Mayweather, and Pacquiao, all these great boxers. These guys, when they retire, what do? They hang up their boxing gloves. So that's in my head. Whenever I hear, what's a good age to hang it up? It means retire. But the image in my mind is a boxer hanging up his boxing gloves on a hook on a wall. And once you hang up the boxing gloves, you never take them down. You're finished. So retirement from work. If you're a guy, maybe you wear a suit and you retire and hang up the suit. Hang up your ties. Never to be worn again. Yeah, that's the idea. So for me, as an English teacher, if I retire, what will it be? What will I hang up? I guess I'll be hanging up my mic, hanging up my microphone. So what is a good age to hang it up? Well, for me as a podcaster, as an English teacher, I never want to hang it up. But what about you? What do you think? What is a good age to hang it up? What's a good age for retirement? Next sentence, in the U.S., retirement is being pushed from 65 to 67. And I explained that earlier. The retirement age has been 65 for a long time, but now they're increasing the retirement age to 67, slowly. Why are they doing that? Because they don't have enough money to give money out. Like I said, we have retirement benefits. They're called Social Security. So when you're 65 years old, the government will send you every month a check. That's a Social Security check. But the U.S. government doesn't have any money, or they don't have enough money. So because they cannot pay all those Social Security benefits, they're asking people to work longer. So for me, whatever. 65, 67, it doesn't matter. Rich people are going to retire early if they want. But people like me with no money, we just got to keep working anyway. Once again, what about you? But what about you? 50? Is 50 a good age to retire? 70? Is that okay? For me, Coach Shane, it's hard to imagine. It's difficult to imagine. It's difficult to think about it. It's hard to imagine full-time retirement. Now, right now, my dad is retired. And it's a full-time retirement. He retired, when he was 60 or something like that. And he went from working every day from basically 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. every day for, 40 years to nothing. Complete full-time retirement. So from full-time job to full-time retirement. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He's not sad at all. For me, however, it's hard for me to imagine myself going from work to nothing. Maybe a vacation, maybe a weekend, but full-time retirement, that's tough. Part-time retirement, sure. So right now, I run my business and I work, I work 60, 70 hours a week. So in the future, if I can get somebody else to teach the lessons, maybe just do the podcast, answer a couple of emails, maybe only work, 2-3 hours a day, that would be lovely. When I'm old, when I'm really old, 75, that would be cool. Yeah, part-time retirement, I can imagine that. But full-time retirement, it's hard to imagine. Next sentence. I'd rather be like, instead of full-time retirement like my father, I'd rather be like Felimina Rotondo. Felimina, it's a woman's name, Felimina, Rotondo, Rotundo, Felimina Rotondo in New York, the state of New York. I would rather be like this lady. So who's this lady? She just turned a ripe old 100. Wow, she just turned 100. She just had her 100th birthday. But I just didn't say birthday. I said a ripe old 100. Turned a ripe old 100. R-I-P-E, ripe. When we use the word ripe, we should think about fruit. So everybody knows the banana. Do you eat green bananas, yellow bananas, or brown bananas? Which are, of course, the yellow bananas, right? The green bananas are not yet ripe. They're not yet ripe. The brown bananas or the black bananas are overly ripe. They are overly ripe. They might even be bad. But the yellow bananas, they're perfectly ripe. That's the time to eat a banana. So each fruit, each vegetable has a season. And we try to eat our fruits and vegetables when they are ripe. So the idea of if something is ripe, it's fresh, it's ready, it has its full flavor, full nutritious value. It's like power. So this lady, now normally if I say he is 100 years old, do you think ripe or do you think overly ripe? Yeah, usually 100 is overly ripe. It's not good anymore. It's usually, not always. And this lady is ripe. Right now she's ripe. And she's 100. I'm 47 and I feel ripe. I feel good. I feel full of power, full of energy, full of intelligence. Oh, I hope it would be so wonderful when I'm 153 years later, if I still feel ripe. Woo, that would be great. Well, once again, she just turned a ripe old 100 and still puts in 10 hours a day at her laundry shop. Every day she works 10 hours. Now in America we work 5 days a week. But this lady, 6 days a week. She works 60-hour weeks at her laundry shop. Unbelievable. What's a laundry shop? You know, clothes washing place, a dry cleaning business, a laundry. Yeah. As she obviously at 100 years old, she's not really washing the clothes. She takes the money and finds the clothes and gives the clothes. But anyway, she's there 10 hours a day, working with the customers, walking around, checking things. Isn't that amazing? I think it's so wonderful. I think it's so excellent. That is what I would love to be able to do. I think it's great. And she says, if you're 75 years old, it's okay to retire. You can retire, but only if it's for health reasons. If you're 75 years old and you're not healthy, maybe it's your back, maybe it's your lungs, maybe it's your heart. Okay, in that situation, you can retire. Otherwise, if not, get off your duffs. Get off your duffs. D-U-F-F-S. Duff is another word for butt. Get off your butt, B-U-T-T. Get off your butt, get out there and go to work, you lazy... No, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, my mom and dad are full-time, fully retired. They love it. They don't want to work. My mom might want to, I don't know, but my dad loves retirement. This lady loves working at 100. Each individual person is different, and I love them both. Personally, I'm the worker. Yeah, I would prefer working. But if you want to retire, that's cool. I think it's great. Yeah, enjoy your life. Why not? Absolutely. Let's check out these great vocabulary words and expressions. So we had to hang it up. What does it mean to hang it up? To hang it up means to quit. Okay, so for example, you were studying French, but it was too difficult, so you decided to hang it up. You hung it up. You gave it up. You took your French books and hung them on the wall like your boxing gloves. That's the idea. Shane, I heard you were cooking. Yeah, but I had to hang it up. I needed to hang it up. My cooking was not good. It was horrible, so I quit. So to hang it up means to quit. But when we're talking about work life, to hang it up can also mean to retire. To retire, R-E-T-I-R-E, to finish work forever. Now, you can retire from one job and start another career. That's possible. So, Shane, I understand that you were an international businessman. Yes, but I retired in 1996. And then I began a new career. That's possible. However, usually, when we say retire, it means to completely quit working. It's hard to imagine. It's difficult to imagine. It's hard to imagine. It's difficult to see. It's a good expression. It is hard. It is difficult to imagine. Ripe, R-I-P-E. Ripe means fresh, super fresh, full of flavor, ready to eat. But a person who is ripe can be somebody who is also fresh, who's full of power, who's ready to go. So I'm 47 and I'm fresh. When I was 22, I was fresh. And I hope when I'm 100, I'm still ripe. That would be great. Puts in. To put in means to invest or to work. So she puts in 10 hours a day. She works 10 hours a day. She invests 10 hours a day into her job. That's a lot. That's great. Are you putting in any work, any time, any effort, any energy into your exercise, into your health? Right now you're listening to this podcast, so you're putting in hours, you're putting in time to study English. That's great. Laundry. A laundry is a place where you get your clothes cleaned. Otherwise, laundry spelling, by the way, L-A-U-N-D-R-Y, a laundry. Shop, laundry. Dry cleaning business. Otherwise is the same as if not. And duffs, D-U-F-F-S, refers to butts, B-U-T-T-S. Your butt, B-U-T-T. What you're sitting on. I am sitting on my butt. Yes. Those are the words. Those are the expressions. Amazing story about an amazing woman. Filomena Rotondo of New York, 100 years old, works 60 hours a week. Let's check out that story 2 more times. The first time, nice and smooth. The second time, normal. Do you have a job? Congratulations! What's next? Retirement! But what is a good age to hang it up? In the U.S., retirement is being pushed from 65 to 67. But what about you? 50? 70? For me, it's hard to imagine full-time retirement. I'd rather be like Filomena Rotondo in New York. She just turned a ripe old 100 and still puts in 10 hours a day at her laundry shop. 6 days a week. She says if you're 75, it's okay to retire, but only if it's for health reasons. Otherwise, get off your duffs. Do you have a job? Congratulations! What's next? Retirement! But what is a good age to hang it up? In the U.S., retirement is being pushed from 65 to 67. But what about you? 50? 70? For me, it's hard to imagine full-time retirement. I'd rather be like Filomena Rotondo in New York. She just turned a ripe old 100 and still puts in 10 hours a day at her laundry shop, 6 days a week. She says if you're 75, it's okay to retire, but only if it's for health reasons. Otherwise, get off your duffs. going, everybody? This is Country Shane, and I'm here to bring you the facts. Hey, everybody, I missed you so much. All right, the facts. In the United States, over the next 20 years, 10,000 people will be retiring every single day. This has been Country Shane bringing you the facts. In the U.S., over the next 20 years, 10,000 people will be retiring every single day. Oh my God, that's incredible. That is amazing. Yeah. That's a lot of people. And according to age, that includes me. I'm 47, so in 20 years I'll be 67. That will be the official retirement age for me. So basically in 20 years I will be one of those people. 10,000 people a day. Isn't that amazing? Some of those people have money, but I guarantee most of those people do not have lots of money. And they will need help from the government or family, or they'll have to continue to work. It's such a tough, difficult subject, isn't it? Yeah, should the government help? How much should the government help? Yeah, boy, it's not an easy subject. Now, I have a link to other interesting facts, and I'll make sure to put that in the notes for the podcast. You can get the notes, of course, on our website, www.letsmasterenglish.com, and just click on LME Radio, and you'll see the Let's Master English podcast, and all the notes will be there. Country Shane, it's good to hear your voice together here on the podcast. Country Shane, how have you been? Well, I've been a little mad at you. Why haven't you done the podcast? Well, Country Shane, I told everybody that I was very busy, and it was, finding the time was... Oh, enough with all the chit-chat. Get on with the podcast, Coach Shane. Yeah, all right. Let's keep going, everybody. I have one question that I have had for a long time, and I wonder if this guy from Russia, I think he's from Russia, is still listening. I hope he does. It's from YRA Rosli. I hope my pronunciation is okay. He asked a great question, and it was on Twitter, actually. And he says, I recently started watching the show House of Cards Season 3. Okay, so this is a TV show. This is actually about a year ago. And I saw that it put Russia in a bad image. Why? Do you think this is a part of the anti-Russian propaganda in the U.S.? This show is being watched all over the world, and I like this show, but now people who watch the show will think of our country as in the show. So why do American producers try to make Russia look like such a bad country? Yep. You know what? This is such a great question, and I don't have the answer, obviously. I don't know why. But I will tell you, the television producers, especially in the United States, have so much power. In a television show, if they make jokes about religion, then religion seems stupid. If they make jokes about, conservatives seem stupid. If the characters are drinking or smoking marijuana, then everybody else wants to do the same thing. If the idea is family is silly and a single mom or a single dad is great, then everybody thinks it's okay to be a single mom or a single dad. I'm not joking. People are so influenced by TV shows and movies, especially those TV shows. So Hollywood producers need to be careful. I've been working with Russian students for over 4 or 5 years, actually since 2010. So yeah, about 5 years. And as I get to know people from Russia, they're the same as me. I mean, they think about the same things. They talk about the same things. Family. Family is the important thing, you know. Being successful, being happy, having a nice, happy family. This is all that matters. So, yeah. So the answer I have is get rid of your TV. Or when you watch your TV, remember it is purely crap. It's nothing. So you can I guess you can enjoy TV for the entertainment value. Sure, I mean, come on, these shows are wonderful. They're produced excellently. They have great stories. They're exciting. I understand. Yeah, Hollywood producers are professionals. They're excellent at their job. But just remember, it's a story. And the bad Russian and the bad Muslim and the bad, black guy and the bad white guy and the Chinese gangster, all these evil people that we see. Just remember, yeah, maybe there are 1 or 2 of those people in 100, but the other 99, 98 people are pretty good. People are all the same. I'm sorry. I mean, let's take a group of white people, and I guarantee you'll find out of 100 people, there'll be at least 10, 15 really shitty people. And then there's going to be like 10, 15 unbelievably nice people. And the rest of the 70, 80 people are going to be just like you and me. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes stupid, sometimes smart. And when people are stupid, they tend to be really stupid. And when people are nice, they tend to be really nice. So people are people. And don't watch TV and form an opinion about the world. Please don't be watching TV and start thinking that, yep, those damn Russians, look at Putin. Oh my God. Don't think that. It's garbage. Yeah. And the same thing for the news. I'm sorry. If you watch CNN News or Fox News, NBC, CBS, ABC News in America, they're the same. Remember, each news channel is, I'm sorry, even though it's a free country, America's a free country, I'm sorry. You have to be nice to the politicians if you want good things to happen. It's reality. So, yeah. So there. Meet people. If you want to form an opinion about Russia, if you want to form an opinion about white people, if you want to form an opinion about Jews, then meet individual people. And then make your opinion. Talk to them. That's the only way to do it. It's a great question. I don't have an answer except the easy answer, turn off the TV. All right. That was my answer to the question. I got one more section I'm really excited about. Let's go for it. This week in LME, this week in Let's Master English, every week we have so many things happening, and I want to share these happenings with you. So I've got a DDM class, and in DDM 261, it was a story about economics. It wasn't too difficult. The students did a good job with dictation. Their listening skills are great, but there were lots of numbers. And we were discussing some things. What is your idea to make the world fairer with regards to economics? One example is, should the rich be taxed more than the poor? We had some great answers, some really interesting answers, especially from Andre and Tandok. I gave my opinion, 261, DDM 261, once again, about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Some interesting stuff. Statistics from the famous bank called Credit Suisse. DDM 262, we studied part of a situation comedy. Very funny stuff. One guy had a flea problem, F-L-E-A, like bed bugs or lice, but fleas. Now, usually when we say fleas, we think of a cat or a dog, but people can get fleas too. Then another guy has a girlfriend, and she really likes him, but she thinks he's ugly. Okay, yeah, now I understand, some people are ugly and some people are not ugly, but if your girlfriend or boyfriend said, "You are ugly, but I like you anyway," is that okay? Boy, yeah, that's part of what we're studying. Another part was the parents are coming to visit. Now, I live by myself in an apartment, and whenever my parents come to visit, I hate it. So I've got a question about that. And another thing that we studied, do you know what a peach is? P-E-A-C-H. A peach, it's a fruit. And can you imagine a guy is eating a peach and then says, "Have a bite"? Would you bite somebody else's peach? Yeah, these are things that we studied, and these are things that we talked about. Some funny stuff. Back to the parents. If your parents or other relatives, maybe brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, if your parents came to visit you at your house, would you prefer that they stay at your house, or would you rather they stay in a hotel? And this is something that my DDM students will be talking about this week. And I told them, be honest, and I want to know why. So that's some cool stuff we're doing in DDM. DDM is not just listening and culture and so much more. It's also speaking. And speaking of PIRF, we have PIRF 55. This is my speaking class. And in this week's lesson, this is the assignment. Imagine being interviewed on a radio show or a TV show or a podcast, and the interviewer asks you to tell us how you started. Tell us how you began. So right now you are you have this job, you are studying this. What brought you to this point? What got you this job? What gave you this career? What made you want to study this subject? Whatever it is, tell us how you started. For a lot of people, that's a difficult question, but actually it's easy if you think about it. But what's really difficult is how do you make your answer sound interesting or special? Remember, you're being interviewed by a television show or a radio show, so you need to be interesting. So that's what I will be teaching in this week's PIRF. That's PIRF 55. Now, every week I make a bunch of videos, E-cubed, easy English expression, and the top video of this week was E-cubed 862, the phrasal verb to come around. It's a great phrasal verb. And Berta, one of my DDM and PIRF students, said, make more phrasal verbs, more phrasal verbs, more phrasal verbs. Yeah, I will. I promise I'll do that, Berta. You can check out all these videos on our website, www.letsmasterenglish.com/TV. That's it. And I'll give the link here in the show notes too. I also do a podcast, the Daily Easy English Expression Podcast, and the top expression of the past week was cut to the chase. That was number 508, podcast number 508, cut to the chase. And once again, I'll put links in the show notes, www.letsmasterenglish.com/radio for the EQ podcast, and you can also get this podcast there too. So do you know the phrasal verb to come around? I gave two definitions. Do you know the expression cut to the chase? Okay, if you don't know these things, click on the links, listen to them, and master them. Finally, what is happening so much is every week. Okay, Coach Shane's book club. Right now, we are listening to the book called The Power of Vulnerability. Fantastic book by Brené Brown. It's a book about being a better human, being a person that other people like, and also being honest to yourself. It's actually, listening to the book and understanding what she says is okay. It's not that difficult. But what's difficult is talking about what she says with other people. And every Thursday, that's what we do. We have this book club, and we get together, and we talk about it. We're finishing this book this week, and we just listened to about an hour and a half of solutions, or rather, things we can do to basically be a better person. Things we can do to show empathy, things we can do to show our vulnerability. She argues that being vulnerable is a good thing. It makes us human. And as a guy, oh boy, we're never vulnerable. So this is, for me, this is a difficult book because it's a very different thought process, very emotional book. And I'm a guy, I'm not emotional. I have less emotions than a dog. It's true. Dogs are more emotional than me. But it's a great book. I'm enjoying it. So Guideposts, we're finishing up the book. It's not too late to actually join. Next week, we are starting a new book. But if you want to get in on the discussion of the power of vulnerability, send an email to Santa Raisin. Santa Raisin takes care of the book club. The email address, SantaRaisin, santaraisin@gmail.com. Send an email to Santa saying, I want to join the book club, and Santa will send you the link on how to join the book club. She'll send you all the information. The next book we are studying, I'm excited. I like this next book. It's called Now I Know More, The Revealing Stories Behind Even More of the World's Most Interesting Facts. It's a really long title, but it's an audio book, and it's going to be great. Now I Know More. That's the title of the book. If you want more information, once again, send an email to Santa Raisin, SantaRaisin. Send it to her, and she'll give you all the information you need. And that is it. Let's Master English 55 is done. The title of this podcast is Work Till Death. It's such a terrible title. Work until you die. Till is short for until. Work until you die. Die. No. We want you all to stay happy and healthy, and happy and healthy. Thank you so much. It's great to be back. Now, this is a 20th, so theoretically, my next podcast will be the 27th. I will do my best to get it out on a regular schedule, but I'm still figuring that regular schedule out. But I promise it will be more than once a year. So I will see you in about a week. Thank you so much, guys. If you like this podcast, please let me know. Don't forget to check out all the show notes. You can check them out once again, www.letsmasterenglish.com/radio, and just click on Let's Master English, and down below you will see all the show notes. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care, and together, let's master English.